face massage. First of all, very important for yourself to feel comfortable. So if you want, you can do it sitting or start sitting, but then you might want to do standing. It all depends how do you feel comfortable. If you feel comfortable with sitting, do the rest sitting, or you can do it with exercise ball. If you tried once, it's really good. Yeah, because exercise ball you can move with. Okay, so just a bit of explanation. So this area with hair I will call the scalp, and there is one muscle here that starts from the eyebrow to the occipital area. Remember the name? Occipitofrontalis. So this is the frontalis part and this is the occipital part, and that muscle would actually cause the tension in the neck to spread and even create headaches on that part by spreading the tension. Yeah? So that would be the scalp. Scalp also involves the sides, don't forget. This part is the forehead, and it's very nice to massage that area. When you go closer to the eyes, be careful. Be careful because around the eyes or the face, a little mistake can cause the person to feel threatened and intention. Now, there are massage you can do around the eyes, but actually I don't do that much. You can really press on the eyes. It's possible, but we leave it. I tend to massage around now the face themselves. Now, the face, there are a lot of muscles here called muscles of facial expression. And they have different names, but what they do, they attach to the zygomatic arch or the cheekbones. This is the place where you're laughing a lot, you feel that is painful. And then they attach to the nose, to the skin, to the lips. So that's that area. Here you have, on the side you have a very strong muscle. Do you remember its name? Masseter. And that's one of the strongest muscles in the body. And above here, temporalis. Now two more muscles you need to know. The muscles around the eyes, orbicularis oculi, and the orbicularis oris around the mouth. Good. Also, it's nice to some people, not all like, massage on the ears and even behind the ears. Yeah? Good. Now, before starting massaging that area, which by the way you can take in many ways. It can be part of your 1 hour routine massage. So you can do that at the beginning or more likely towards the end of the massage when they completely relax as the last thing. You can do that just as a first aid to someone that feels very tense and stressed, and you would see that it has a wonderful effect quite quickly. Good. So the good thing about it that you can do it with clothes. So clients or people that don't like to be undressed, they don't feel confident, you can do that. And you go around that nakedness that they don't feel comfortable. Right. Now let's start. Let's talk about something that is not very easy to explain, but I'll do my best to be as clear as possible. And I'll need your help for that. When you relax, one thing that happened is that you are letting go and your body weight goes onto the massage table, right? So if you are stressed a little bit or tense, you're tensing the muscles, and it tends to kind of lift your head a little bit or lift your body. Can you stress your shoulders and then relax them? You see what happened? They all drop nicely onto the floor. onto the massage table. So one way of acknowledge relaxation is that the person let go. And with this letting go, the weight increase onto the table. So we can actually use it also in terms of the technique. For example, when you're lifting someone's head, especially if you're not very sensitive, they would stress and hold their shoulder and muscles. Yeah. On the other hand, if you are pressing their head down, you give them the sensation of heaviness, and that by itself can create more relaxation. So that's what I'm going to do now. I will place myself a little bit different. I will do it sitting, but actually I can do it also standing. You can come from the side, put one hand underneath here, and one hand onto the forehead. Now try not to have the hand pushed that way, or if you do it, be careful from the eyes. Yeah. And what you're doing is imagine like a submarine that slowly goes down. So by the count of 10, you are slowly pressing their head down, 10 counts keeping it there, and 10 counts lifting it. So you have to be very comfortable with, but also patient with yourself. Don't do it too quickly. And if you do it right, it's kind of mesmerize them and really very quickly relaxes them. So now for 10 counts, lower it. And I keep it there. And then slowly lift it. Very slow. Okay, you can do it standing also. And if you feel then a little bit more comfortable once you're pushing, and I push kind of strong, then you can maybe move the head very little. It's again, you're talking to the brain. You're trying to educate the brain to relax. Bring it back, and then 1, and then I start to release 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Only then. It's like pressing the table and you're increasing the pressure, increasing, and then keeping there and then slowly letting it go. Yeah? So this is first thing I want you to do. Then after that, coming back to the face, as I've said, you can do it sitting or standing, and you can start in this position. I want you to find a support for your hands, and then strip the forehead. You can do the stripping this way. You can do it this way. Or this way. Probably there are other ways. Good. You can work closer to the eyebrow. You can put your fingers on the eyebrow and press on the bone really. And then glide sideways. Then after that, come down. Now when you're coming down, try not to come down that way, because even the shadow on their eyes can create that kind of fear and contract the muscles around. So be very slow and careful. You can even put your fingers here and then strip muscles down.
That's good for someone with sinus problems.
Oh, definitely. If you have someone with sinuses, you can really have nice pressure point around here. Yeah, very good. Then I want you to go and feel the gums, really, the jaw, upper jaw, and it's where the bone attached to the teeth attached to the muscles. And I don't know why, but there is a lot of tension there. Usually it's very nice to lightly work around there. And then you can do the same thing onto the lower jaw or onto the chin. Again, be careful that you're not closing their eyes. You see what happened? I just move it and her eyes start to blink. You can go onto the lower gum, maxillary, into now the masseter. And usually, if you don't feel trigger point anywhere else, you can feel here. Especially people who clenching their teeth and they're having like, when they're waking up, they feel sore here on the masseter area. That would be good to work on. From there, you can go on to the ears. All you need is just the ears between those two fingers, and you move them slowly. And you just explore when it feels right. You wouldn't feel tender point there, like tension, but maybe there would be tender points. Good. Another very nice place to work is behind the ears. There is a lot of tension in these thin muscles there also. Good. Then you can work on the scalp. Now, whenever you work on the head, be aware that when you're moving the head, it's unlike any other organs. If I want to move the hand, that's okay, she would relax. But if I want to move with the same quality the head, no way, she is contracting. You know why? Because a lot of the equilibrium, the sense of balance, they're all stored in the head. So the big movement would recognize and the muscles would contract. So whenever you move the head, don't lift it, just roll it. You can roll the head, and then you can massage the scalp a lot better this way. And take the time. Do it slowly and more thoroughly. You can put it from the suboccipital really to the frontal area. So as opposed to that, that feels, do you feel the difference? Yeah? Yeah. That feels really looked after. Slow, and you are changing the time for them. Good. From here, you have the suboccipital, you have your neck technique, yeah? But I'm not going to touch that. Now, moving back. Don't do it afterthought. Don't just whack the head to the other side. Very slow. Even if they try to help, this is the time that you educate them. Slow down. Let me do it. Let go and relax. So massage is really also about educating them to relax. So you do it again. Really work in a slow pace, like astronaut in space. Yeah. Good. really slow. That would be relaxing. If you want to stimulate them, if you want to wake them up, then, do that. But we're now into relaxation, right? Bringing that back, I'm almost finished. The last one, it gives a wonderful kind of full sensation to, I'll do it first and then I'll tell you how we call it, okay? So you start with your forearms, coming down. You're on the side. When your thumbs comes together, then you change your direction toward the ears. And you really stretch the face toward the ear. Once your hand in the center of the ears, then you go up. You squeeze it. Each finger really works deep. And you really don't let go. Your fingers keep going up all the way to the end. So it's actually 3 movements, yeah? Once, forearms together, yeah, into the chin. Then, when you have contact with your thumbs, you're changing direction toward the ears, slowly. And then, when you go to the center, so the ears is about here in the center, then you change, and then you're swiping it up towards the top of the skull. Any name for that?
Head down on decoration.
Yeah. We call it the rebirth. Okay, but it has that kind of squeeze sensation for the head, yeah? And the head is fantastic for just hold. You can do it here. You can do it with, fingers underneath the neck. It's almost like you helping them to support the head. You can do one hand here and one hand there. You can do it on the face itself, or cup it around the eyes. Yeah? Or even one here and one there. The face is very sensitive, is very personal, so you have to feel whether it's right for that person, give them the space, but also think about the face really as the facial mask. When a lot of us in the morning has to smile glamorously to everyone, and you don't feel like. So this is the time where kind of you balance in zero and you say relax everything. You're not in a social event anymore. You are who you are. It can be very powerful. Questions? Yeah, I'll come and help you with the pressure first and then with the quality. Think relaxation. It's interesting because I'm not sure if it was in this course when we talked about the hold. What is the hold technique? And we find one of the reason to call it the hold technique that you hold yourself as a therapist. And you're saying, okay, let me do it. No, hold yourself and be there, mindful, slow, and for them. Difficult.
If this is at the end of the hour, can you do a hold? And if so, where would you do the hold? To kind of say it's finished.
Really up to you.
Okay.
I would do really here, sometimes there. Yeah. See how it is. Feel what feels right for you. But it's a wonderful moment to finish the massage this way, when you are sitting there and you also have your full relaxed awareness about how they are. And it's also beautiful, to see them very relaxed. And it's a wonderful way to finish the treatment. Shall we start then? Good.